Ryan Fitzgerald suffered 2 concussions in high school that left him with memory loss and problems concentrating. Ultimately, the lifelong athlete and former baseball player agreed with his doctor that he should no longer play organized sports. The reason was he didn't want to risk further damage to his brain. If the baseline concussion test would have been enforced in Ryan's school, Ryan would not have been put back into action too soon. Therefore, the baseline concussion test should be enforced in schools to save players from harm. Some people don't know what the baseline concussion test is. According to new laws on concussions protect student athletes, the baseline testing is a preseason exam conducted by a trained healthcare professional. Baseline tests are used to assess an athlete's balance and brain functioning, including learning and memory skills, ability to pay attention, or concentrate. Results from the baseline test can be used and compared to a similar test conducted by a healthcare professional during the season if an athlete has a suspected concussion. Comparing post-injury test results to baseline test results can assist healthcare professionals in identifying the effects of the injury and making more informed return to play decisions. The test should be repeated every 2 years. Not all people know what causes concussions or what the symptoms and sometimes long-term effects are. Well, according to traumatic brain injury and concussion, concussions are caused by a blow to the head or body, a fall, or another injury that shakes the brain inside the head. To get a concussion, you do not have to pass out. You can receive concussions outside of sports, like if you fall out of your car or get in a car crash. Concussions can affect 3 main things, including physical and mood. There are 2 types of concussions: mild, which cause brief change in mental state, and severe, which causes extended periodness of unconsciousness or amnesia. If your thinking gets affected, the symptoms are trouble thinking clearly, extreme drowsiness, feeling slowed down and not able to remember new information. The physical effects of a concussion can include headaches, blurry vision, nausea, no energy, sensitivity to light or noise. Emotional effects can include easily angered, sad, and nervous. Coaches need to monitor their athletes. According to new laws on concussions protect student athletes, if a coach returns a player back to action too soon, the athlete could receive what is called a second impact concussion. Second impact concussion is when the damage is done. Second impact concussion is when the brain receives a blow to the same spot of the head before the brain is completely healed that caused the first injury to get re-injured. This causes the memory loss and long-term effects. Healthcare professionals perform the baseline testing. They will do the test at the school and then tell the coach the results. The baseline test is still performed in the school as well as all tests after. They can help monitor all of this either at the school, hospital, or both. With both the doctors and coaches working together, it will help to catch the injury right away and to start treatment. Athletes need to be open and honest about their symptoms. The test is no good if the athlete tries to hide his or her injury. Athletes do not always want their coach to know they received a concussion. Athletes need to protect themselves from long-term damage concussions can cause. Teammates can help to protect each other. If you see someone take a hit to the head and act different, tell your coach so they can monitor your teammate. Alex Balcada, a spokesman for the American Association of Neurological Surgeons, said, "A big part of this is a change in the culture about concussions as well. If you get a concussion, you can't just shake it off and go back out and play anymore." Some of the reasons why schools do not have the baseline concussion test are the schools might not have the funding, the school might not think the test is effective, but according to Moser PR, baseline neurological test getting valid results poses challenges. The truth is only 6 to 12% of the tests are invalid. That still leaves 88% success rate. Wouldn't you want some insurance rather than none? Schools might speculate that their athletes might sandbag. Sandbagging is when an athlete purposely underperforms on a baseline test. Therefore, if the athlete receives a concussion and were made to take a baseline concussion test, they would perform comparatively better and therefore still be allowed to return to play. Schools should not worry about sandbagging though, because there are precautions put in to tell if the athlete is sandbagging or not. 70% to 90% of all athletes try to sandbag, but only 11% succeed. Schools should have the baseline test to help prevent athletes from getting permanent brain damage that could lead to the end of all extracurricular activities for their whole life. Protecting their athletes and students should be the school's #1 goal. Hopefully, after you have heard this information, you will think differently before you take the field, court, or do any extracurricular activity after you have had an injury to your head. You only have one brain, so take care of it.